This happened the day we were leaving.
Oh, you flicked her off. The employee harassment.
Oh.
The Love Hour, cuz.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Love Hour podcast. Before we get started, we want to shout out our sponsor, African Pride.
African Pride.
They are a fantabulous partner with us. In fact, they sponsored, I don't know what to call that. They partnered with us for a meet and greet at the Essence, over the Essence weekend at the African Pride House. We had a great time. We did not karaoke, but karaoke. I don't know what to call that. Like,
we did black stuff.
Yeah, we did the Soul Train line. We did songs. We did all the things. We had a fantastic time. Hopefully you were there. If not, you missed out on a good time. So we partner with African Pride. They give away a box every single week on the podcast. And someone called us out and said, you guys never do giveaways for YouTube fans.
Good point.
So all you have to do is be a follower on Miss Kev on Stage. I need to upload all of these on Kev on Stage's page too. I'm like 3 episodes behind, so I need to do that before we leave again this weekend. So anyway, just be a follower on Miss Kev on Stage's YouTube page, and comment on this video, African Pride. That's fine. We're not going to make this difficult. And then from there, we will choose a winner. So again, that's Miss Kev on Stage. And listen, you guys, follow directions. Don't inbox me. Don't email me. Just comment. I'm going to tell you the reason why. If I establish these rules and you do something different and I pick you, it's unfair to the people who actually followed the rules because I created guidelines. So it doesn't give you a better chance by doing something different or not in line with what the established rules are. Is that good?
Yes.
That's okay? Okay. So just do that. You don't have to do anything else, and then you're automatically entered, and from there we'll pick a winner. Okay, let's get started with the episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Love Hour podcast. I'm your host, Miss Kev on Stage, and I'm joined by my husband and co-host,
The Kev on Stage.
And if you're new to the Love Hour, thank you guys for joining us. The Love Hour is a podcast where Kevin and I discuss our 15-year marriage, our 20-year relationship. We discuss the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the ebbs, the flows, the mountaintops, the valleys.
The penis, the hole.
I low-key flowed right there.
You did.
I can't do it again. We discuss everything, and we give insight based on our personal experience, books that we read, podcasts, revelation from the Lord, all of the things. So thank you so much for joining us. We start every single episode with a this or that question.
That or this with Kevin List.
Yes.
You've been trying not to say that.
Listen, and so many people get on me, but I do not do it on purpose. Honestly, I just
don't.
say it anti-ways.
You don't submit.
Hello. So this is a submission from one of our listeners. If you're interested in sending a submission, just send your email to hello@thelovehour.com. And then in the subject line, just title it that or this or this or that, and we'll know what you're talking about.
That or this.
And
you don't follow the rules. Talking about y'all need to follow the rules. You don't even follow your own rules.
Ain't no prize to win.
You can't expect people to. You need to follow the rules anyway.
Ain't no prize.
You can't expect people to follow the rules. You don't follow the rules. We agreed it was that or this with Kevin List. We had a whole jingle and everything.
What is it?
That or this with Kevin List.
That or this with Kevin List.
Keep playing, cuz.
This is the question. Would you rather lose everything you worked for today, but have the ability to get it all back in 15 years? And by everything, I mean money, cars, Delta frequent flyer miles, first class perks, Kev on Stage Studios, social media social media followers, love our success, comedian of social media tour, etc. But you can get it all back in 15 years, but only if you work for it, and it won't come automatic. Or stop scratching. Get all the success you strive for by tomorrow, but only get to live that life for 5 years, but then you go back to normal before the fame and success. And by fame and success, I mean just working a regular 9-to-5 job, but it's for the rest of your life. And this submission is from Joshua Gibson.
You know what's interesting about me, Kevin Fredericks? I don't mind the grind.
Yeah,
I don't mind the climb. Miley Cyrus song I used to like.
I did too.
Oh my God. It's the climb.
I had to find the note.
She should have did that before she sang. The funny thing is, we were talking about this on the Righteous and Ratchet podcast. We were talking about comparing ourselves to each other or other celebrities and past version of ourselves. If I lost it all and had to get it back and just had to work for it again, I wouldn't mind having to do that. I mean, not mind.
Right.
That's better to me than getting something quickly and losing it. But I want to say something. There's no shame in a 9-to-5 job.
No, there's absolutely no shame.
I enjoyed parts of my life that was 9-to-5. Like the bank.
You enjoyed the bank?
I enjoyed the bank at Bank of America when the job was easy and I got good bonuses. Once the job where I had to actually work, I was like, all right, enough. I'll quit this job. But I think everybody's like, oh, we got to be an entrepreneur. Everybody doesn't need to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to.
Everyone is not built
people.
to be an entrepreneur. Everyone is not destined to be an entrepreneur. And I think that we have to be careful. No. But I definitely agree that we have to be careful not shaming people in working a traditional 9-to-5, because that's an honorable thing to do.
Yeah. And I did it for most of my life. But the answer to the question is I'd rather have to work for it again than to get it quickly and lose it forever.
Yeah, I would much rather. I apologize. I'm distracted. I'm texting my son. I would much rather lose it and rebuild than to have it all and not have the option of like even having the options to rebuild it again.
Yeah.
Even I was listening to a podcast over the weekend about this guy who lost and earned at least $1 million and some 5 times in his lifetime. Literally.
My dad would be so mad at me.
Is that an amazing feat, or is that like, boy, what is he doing?
A combination of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the
5 different times he lost $1 million.
He's
different
created
companies.
Different companies, sold them, and was able to earn $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, at least that $1 million mark or more. 5 times in his lifetime, and have lost it to the point of bankruptcy, repossessions, foreclosures, 5 different times.
So was he reinvesting that money into his new businesses?
He was. You mean when he was going broke?
Yeah.
No, he was being foolish when he was going broke.
He was being foolish?
Yeah. He was being foolish.
5
he
times?
was frivolously spending. I shouldn't say foolish. Not every time he was being foolish. He was frivolously spending the first time, kind of. I get that. The second time he lost it in like the housing crash. He said he bought like all of his homes in like 2008, and I feel like that's when we bought ours too. And we bought one.
No, 2000.
No,
2006 when it crashed.
No, 2008.
Yes,
when was Zay born?
2006. Yeah. Because we bought it in October when Isaiah was born.
Isaiah turned 13 this year?
Isaiah turns a whole 13.
All right, man. Y'all been good. This is a good part. I got to go soak and cry.
So he got his in 2008 or right before 2008.
Yep.
And he bought more than, like, we just had one house. He had more than one. And they were expensive in New York. Yeah. And so he that was one time he lost it. Another time he hadn't paid his taxes in like 13 years, and by this time that was like his 3rd time earning over $1 million. So of course he owed
IRS was like, what up, my boy?
Yeah, like $1 million,
got to see it through, my boy.
$1.5 million, and so he lost it all that time. And I haven't finished the episode, but anyway, that's the point.
He loses it more and more.
Yeah. So the point though is that he always had the wherewithal and the creativity and the ingenuity to earn it again. And I think that's the thing you don't want to lose. Like, I would much rather have the ability, the option, like the wherewithal to earn it again than to earn it, experience everything that there is to gain once you earn it, but then lose it immediately. Like, let me work for it, earn for it, you know? I would
Tony lost his Facebook fans to 0. And he's almost back to 1 million followers again.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Really unusual.
Yeah, it's very unusual. But I mean, he has the work ethic, the grind, and good content to earn them. You know, you followed him once. He's still putting out good content where you're worth a follow again a second time. And that's the part. Everyone isn't worth the follow the second time, and that's when you don't. You know what I mean? Like if Facebook unfollows you, and then you're like, oh my God, I was following you, and I don't know what happened, but I'm not. I don't have to follow you again. You just gotta move on.
Yeah.
So is that both of our answers? So before we go into like the topic, I really quickly wanted to talk about something because you're already yawning, and so I know people have been like, Melissa, you need to like shut up and let Kevin talk. So I want to like talk about.
Who told you to shut up?
That's like my interpretation. No one's saying that outright. I just wanted to talk quickly about like your work schedule on a typical Tuesday when we're filming the Love Hour.
Yes. Yes.
and why I like carry a lot of that burden.
First of all, the Love Hour is your show.
Okay.
You're the host. I am the co-host. Second of all, it usually happens before Ratchet and Ratchet or after?
No, it's after, isn't it?
In between development of For Women Only.
And the tour's almost over, so you won't have to get that.
Child, answer the question.
But anyway, Melissa does the heavy lifting on this because I just shot a whole podcast. And
usually like 1.5 because you guys do the live and the recorded version.
All that. So Melissa takes the heavy lifting because it's her show. She does all the research for the topics. She does the ads. And I'm just quip boy.
Well, he's more than
quips.
that.
I'm quips. Funny quips, sometimes interesting quips.
I mean, I know that's
quips.
what you add, but you're more than just like the funny guy on
what
the
else
show.
Am I?
You definitely add value to what's being said. But I just wanted to I don't know, I just want people to understand.
I want people to shut up.
The dynamic. Kevin is he's tired.
She be bored.
He's needed every piece of content that goes out on any Kev on Stage platform he's required to be in, and so it taxes him quite a bit.
Yes,
and so
like the IRS.
Exactly.
In
order to take some of that burden off of him, I try to do most of the, like he said, heavier lifting. Sometimes I try to lean on him a little bit more because I'd be like, I don't know what I want to talk about. I need your help. But when you see me talking more, unless I'm cutting him off, which I'm trying not to do, but we're having a conversation. Sometimes, you just be excited. But outside of cutting him off, which I'm trying not to do, part of the reason he may not offer as much, or I'm more so driving the conversation, that is purpose by design. That's an
Fred
intentional
Hammond, great
thing.
album, by the way.
That is that's not something that's lost on us. That's something that we're doing intentionally, because like I said,
intentional song by Travis Green, great album as well,
because of everything that
everything to me. Ty Tribbett, great song. Part 1 and part 2.
Are you done?
Yes.
You know what else?
Quip, boy.
Everything to me are the underwear that we have been wearing.
Woo!
First of all, I want you guys to know I don't have them on today.
I've been rocking them too. I had to wash them because I've been wearing them.
You're gross.
Me undies?
You running them back?
Oh, no, I ain't wearing back on them. No, I'm saying they're all washed because I took them down to Essence because I had to make sure I was safe and secure and
we
comfort.
did take them down to Essence, but on the way to Essence, we both had them. They have designs, and the men and the women, they match. And I was like, our underwear match. And I was
the
so
first
excited.
Time in forever.
I don't know why I was such a dork, but I was like, Kevin, we're totally a married couple right now because we have matching underwear on.
I didn't have the bra on though.
What? It was just underwear.
Quip, boy.
So, Me Undies scientists have spent countless hours testing out the super soft fabrics. The result, micromodal fabric, which is a full 3 times softer than boring old cotton. It does feel very soft. It almost feels like the material that baby clothes are made of. Yeah. When you buy certain, I don't know if you guys have bought baby clothes and they're no. Okay. Anyway, sometimes baby clothes come out and they're super, super soft. That's what it feels like. Another great thing about Me Undies is that they have matching underwear so you can name your partner can match. That's what we just had. I was like, Kevin, this has never happened. I'm so excited. So if you want, listen, this is the perfect anniversary gift, birthday gift. I love corny me and my spouse match situation. It's one of my favorite things. And to match down to your underwear is just a whole new level of bonding. So to get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to meundies.com/lovehours. That's meundies. That's meundies.com/lovehour for 15% off your first pair plus free shipping and 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Guaranteed to satisfy.
All right, so let's get started into this episode. Today's episode, what I want to do, we talked about behind the grind. I know on Righteous and Ratchet, you kind of went into, I just realized I forgot to cancel a reservation. I don't know why that randomly occurred to me right now, but it did. That's okay. We'll move on. I need to remember to do that when we're done here. Anyways, we talked about behind the grind and I know why it occurred to me because what I was going to say is that you went to therapy And
Yeah.
it kind of hit you. And it's so funny. I wanted to say this. If you haven't watched that Righteous and Ratchet episode, I'm just going to like.
Don't tell them to watch it. I was crying on camera.
Well, I definitely, it's something that.
My son, he means so well to me. He do not join the gang.
I think it's so important for men to see that type of vulnerability, but not just that, to understand the impact of things that we do, that we have on our kids.
Why didn't I just cry when I told you and then say, oh, I cried to my wife?
I don't know,
As opposed to actually crying. I feel like when I talked to you about it, it was so fresh, I was still in shock.
Maybe. The other thing, though, is that I think I was really happy, actually, that because I was like, oh, okay, it didn't occur to him like the way that it hit me. Because when I first told you about it and Joshua was there and I was like, oh my God, I called my sister and I was like bawling. You were like, why were you crying with your sister? That's like your baby sister. You didn't feel weird crying with your baby sister. And then you just cried on the internet. And so I want to be,
Boom,
yes,
roasted.
so boom, roasted indeed. But I was like, I don't understand why he doesn't understand. Like, it was like a super impactful moment. And that realization, this is how I explained it. When you think you're doing something right and like doing the best you can, and then to come to find out that what you're doing is actually harmful, is like harming your child and it's unintentional, like that's heartbreaking.
I think one of the mistakes that I made, and we tend to talk about the negative parts of the life, maybe sometimes more than the positive. I was putting, and I know we do this as parents, I was putting my childhood on him.
You were okay.
I was used to my dad being
Speak
gone.
more, yeah.
We were in the military. Somebody, I think Doe brought this up.
Y'all gonna shut up or not?
But we were growing up military. Everybody around us, mom and dad, was TDY, was stationed overseas, this and that. So I'm thinking kids are resilient, they'll be fine. And therefore, and I'm like, and if I'm not there, Melissa's there. So to me, without asking them, I was like, that's cool.
Right.
And having that conversation with him, he was like, nah, mommy is cool and all that type of stuff, but I need you as well.
I think that it's so insightful for a 10-year-old to recognize the importance of having his dad in his life.
Absolutely. I mean, you work hard to be a good father, and then when you are great at fathering, like, so good.
So good, Kevin. So
People
so good.
would stop me in the streets and be like, could you raise me? I'm like, sir, you're 55. But when you do that, then when you're gone, your kids are like, man, what's up?
I miss
went in
you.
there. We went in there and laid in Joe's bed for a couple hours today. I actually fell asleep in there when you went to the grocery store. I was in there asleep. Like, man, I paid for this bed too. Let me lay in it. But he was like, man, why are you in my bed, Dad? I like it. You know what I mean? So the thing I think was best about the therapy was it allowed me the information to make an adjustment.
Yes.
Obviously, part of the grind part is you want to take every gig and all this type of stuff, and not letting him think that I would put it all down for him, but letting him know that, you know, it's funny. You always say I want to feel seen and heard. It's the same thing for the kids.
100%.
And that's one of the things I know. Growing up black, you shut
It was
up,
actually
be a child's place.
I was
and
actually
be
going to say
shut up.
you're taught more
All we know
of the
about a child's
opposite.
place is shut up.
Yeah, get
it's
up.
quiet there.
Yes.
Quiet.
Shut
A
up.
child's place is shut up land.
Yes.
What about your feeling? I know my parents love them.
You're
Grandparents.
too young to even have feelings. So
They
shut
wouldn't
up
have
talking.
changed nothing about anything they were doing
No.
if I would have said, "Hey, I miss y'all. Can y'all stay?" Boy, shut up. I
Shut
gotta pay
up.
these bills.
Exactly.
And you should be grateful
How
that I
you-
can work.
yes.
I couldn't have no legs.
Yeah, right.
And then you get in trouble for having feeling. So to really make an adjustment and be honest with him and be like, I can't stop totally, but here's what I can do. I didn't even tell you, when I was at the grocery store, somebody hit me up about a big show in November, and I was just like, bro, I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't. I promised them,
Don't bring me no dates.
don't even talk to me. But anyway, I feel like, so then this week, right before we left, we took them to see movies,
I forgot what they were, though.
Toy Story,
Oh, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. We went and
You took them jump.
we did jumpy jumps. They
yeah.
beat me in a race, which the first
It's
time
just
ever.
about spending time with them and making sure, like you said, they feel seen, they feel heard, they feel valued, they feel like they matter, and it's not just about dream chasing.
Right.
And
But you don't want to
an
chase your
important-
dreams so fast that you leave your family behind
or so hard.
or so hard.
Yeah, I agree. That was good, Kev.
See? Quit, boy.
Yeah, it was good. So anyway, with all of that said, so we did talk about kind of the drawbacks of, dream chasing, and what we wanted to do is kind of bring balance to that storyline and to that narrative. Like, obviously it doesn't come without cost, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't also come without great reward. And we just came off the heels of like a monumental weekend. I would say a monumental weekend that we were able to spend with family and friends, and that is Essence Fest.
You know what's funny about Essence? We ran into Lucky Day, great R&B singer, and he said something that was really interesting. He's like, "This is my favorite Essence, our first Essence. I'm on these small stages, but I'm happy to be here." Our first Essence, there were no small stages. Mm-hmm. We were on the Walmart stage that was shared
stage
with Monica and Mayor Keisha Bottoms and David and Tamela Mann and Jonathan McReynolds and just famous person after famous person. We didn't have to start off in the small thing. It was like straight to the big leagues.
Right.
The podcast with DeVal and Kadeen at the Orpheum Theater. It was amazing with Angela Yee
from The Breakfast Club and Sarunas Jackson.
Yeah,
from Insecure.
Like Angela Yee is big in our space. DeVal and Kadeen are big in our space. And having an Essence that was that packed, not to mention the amount of times I got stopped. It was funny. I don't know if you saw this. I was walking in the street and some girl said, "Hey, cutie," and I don't know.
I said that and Joshua tried to cover. You lying. You lying.
It was to Joshua. It wasn't to me, because I was like, I know you ain't looking at me. This is my ring.
And then what did Joshua say?
Joshua said, "Oye." What it do, baby? Joshua said,
"No, let's go kill him before he do."
That's hilarious.
And that was on Friday before we had any performance. This is going to be Kevin Stage does not appear anywhere.
Kev goes, "I know you're not talking to me."
I said that out loud.
Did you?
Yes.
I missed that part.
I know you ain't talking to me.
This was like 20 paces up. She's like, "Who be disrespectful?"
I sure did.
Turn around so fast.
But like I figured, because Essence audience is our age,
right,
and black women, that's the majority of my fan base. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna get stopped. Mm-hmm. But
you were getting,
first of all, it was a lot of people our age, but older.
Yeah.
45, 55,
it was
60-year-old.
All the second win aunties.
Yes. My mom loves you, Kev.
Yeah.
Oh, you here? And that's just the people who actually stopped for a picture or said anything. The amount of people who did, they're like, oh, that's it. And we're too shy. That was too many to count. So that was like, man, this is.
It was real.
Yeah. Josh was like, bro, when we were going to get food, and then people started coming. Josh was like, can you go stand by the curtain?
I know.
It's gonna take us forever. if you come out, it's gonna take us forever to get the food. We're hungry. We'll bring you some. We don't want to do this.
You were stopped like pretty nonstop.
Josh don't mess around.
No, it was so great though. I feel like, okay, let's start from the beginning so we kind of have like a timeline. Okay. So we started with a flight that started.
I want to hear your point of view, because I talked about this at length on Righteous and Ratchet.
So it started. So first, even before we got on the plane, though, it started when we were just at the gate, because it's like the gate that's going to New Orleans, and it's like full of black women. I enjoyed that part of it. Like this one black lady was like, she was an older black lady, and we all went to like go eat, get snacks before we get on the plane, get drinks, and she was like, "What you going over there to get?" And I was like, "Oh, we're just gonna eat." She was like, "Bring me back a whiskey with some ginger ale."
Really?
Yes.
Did you buy
That's
her
why
a
I went
drink?
over there. I was trying to, but I couldn't bring it. You can't take it out of that area.
Yeah.
And so I went back and told her, and she was like cracking up. And I was like, "Oh, this is going to be so lit." Like,
Well,
I'm
black
so
women,
excited.
give me a whiskey and ginger. All right, I never met you, but
I was
I'll do it.
about to bring it to
Alright.
her, like with no hesitation. That was about to happen. So anyway, I was like really excited about that. Then we get on the plane, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a sea of melanin.
Black.
This is a."
It was a vibe too. It wasn't just so much of black people. We all had the like Essence finna be lit.
It was exciting. It was that anticipation. It was, we off work, we finna have a good time. Like, that's what it felt like. It was like really, you
know
just
what?
felt
That's
that
what's
good
different.
energy.
We weren't off work. We were going to work.
Yeah, but we were all excited.
But everybody on the flight was going on vacation.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't want to talk about all the drawbacks, but for us, nothing is a true vacation.
Yeah, that's
nothing
true.
is a 100% vacation.
Mm-hmm.
We get to do a lot of cool stuff, but we'll have one of the 3 days is actually vacation,
Well,
and we
did.
maximize that. It's funny because we didn't talk about this on Righteous and Ratchet. Me and Doughboy be on the same wavelength. We started shooting an episode of Righteous and Ratchet Adventures, then we was just like, never mind. We just go do whatever we want to do. We didn't even feel like talking about it no
like
more, so we just
it was a
only shot an
lot.
opening. Yeah. So
and it was fast paced. So then we get on the plane. And the plane starts off like, oh my God, this is what Wakanda feels like, to, oh my God, we're on Soul Plane and this is awful.
That's what that dude kept saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it
man.
like quickly went to Soul Plane, and not like Soul Plane like, oh my God, this is so cool. It was Soul Plane like, oh my God, let's stop here.
Man.
So we're on the plane, and literally the guy behind us has one of those Beats by Dre, Pills by Dre. I don't know if
it wasn't. It wasn't official. It was Beats by Andre.
Okay, but the same idea of like.
No, it was like music sounds by Andre.
The point is, it's one of those, you know, boomboxes used to be like this big back in the day. It's one of those small speaker style boombox situations. Okay, so he has that. He's literally the seat behind, like he's actually behind me. Okay, his wife is over. His wife was behind me.
No, his wife was behind me.
Okay, so then he was behind me. The speaker is like, I literally feel like it's this close to my ear. And he decides to play the same 4 songs in heavy rotation. He's playing Ella May,
Boot Up.
Boot Up. What else is
Before
he
I
playing?
Let Go,
Before I Let
Frankie
You
Beverly.
Go, and the Beyonce
And
version.
Beyonce version.
And then he also played whatever the other 2 songs were. Over and over and over and over. And in the beginning, it's like, what? Yes, we're having a good time. This is exactly what we want. Yay to black people. Yay to melanin. This is lit. And then you're like 45 minutes into hearing the same 2 songs, and you're just kind of like,
You suck as a DJ, sir.
sir, shoot me now. So everyone's kind of like quieting down. The flight attendant is like, sir, can you turn this off? You're like, you know, and he's like, no, everybody's having a good time. So he does.
We're like, no. We're all like doing the eyes of the flight attendant, like we're not.
But no one speaks up, so he doesn't.
Because I said it's anti-black to say turn down Frankie Beverly. You can't say that. And you know what else? Remember they turned the lights off, which they never do on that time of flight.
So that's
they
what I
turned
was
the
about to
lights
say.
off, and he was like, you ain't finna shut me down. You just set the mood. Whoa,
Dun, dun,
man.
It was hilarious in the most like annoying way.
I was sick of it.
Yeah, it was long. He did it. So it's like a 3.5 hour flight from LA to New Orleans. And he was probably on for a good 2.5 hours of it. Like, it was like
it was
that.
funny. We went in the bathroom to go to the bathroom after we landed, and he was in there, and he came in there still music, and Greg was in there with him. I had come out, and he was like, "Hey man, how you feel about New Orleans?" And Greg was like, "I'm happy to not be around you anymore." And the dude was like, well, I know I could be a little bit much, but I'm winning.
I didn't know that happened.
I was like, shout out to Greg for keeping it 1,000.
He did keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was our flight to New Orleans. It was definitely, but it was a great introduction for what was to be expected for the weekend.
Was it?
Yes, it was a sea of loudness and black people.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah. So we get there, we have a great time, no activities planned. We're there with like my mom, my black people. We have aunties that aren't really your aunties.
That's the blackest thing ever. Hey, our close friends, you just call them auntie.
Yeah, the people that you've been knowing for like 10 and 15 years. When you're 30, that's your auntie. So I was there with like my auntie, not auntie. My sisters were there. My brother-in-law was there. Kev, Joshua, Doe, Jason. So we're all there. We're just eating, chopping it up, having a good time. So then fast forward to day 1 of like the festivities, and Kevin is hosting the Walmart main stage in the, what is that? Convention Center. In the Convention Center. And it was so, well, how was it for you?
Surreal.
Yeah, I felt
It's
like
probably the word.
It was like such a moment for me.
You know what the Bible says? God will give you more than you could ever dream or ask, exceeding abundantly. That's kind of what it was. That's Essence Fest was never a dream of mine.
I know.
It seemed too big. Like, man, I don't even know. I remember a lot of my friends had got booked. I was like, I don't even know how they
I thought
find people
that
for
too.
Essence. I'm just like, I don't know. I never even dreamed that I would do it. So when they hit us up, I was like, nah, that ain't real Essence. It's going to be a side
And
stage.
it did take a long time for it to like come to fruition too.
When I saw the list of people who was on there, I was like, you want me to bring up the mayor of Atlanta? You want me to bring up Monica? Don't take it personal, baby.
Yeah, you did.
Personal, baby.
Baby.
I said her name and she came out.
Yes.
Monica Brown listened to me.
Yes.
Kevin.
Yes, she did.
She
And
said,
on your
okay.
command, she came out.
She said, Kevin's going to say my name. Say my name, say my name. when Kevin announces you, you will.
That's
walk
not
on.
Monica.
I know it's Beyonce in them.
Okay.
Michelle Williams, great friend of ours.
Yeah, Rochelle was there.
She's the best.
She's
so
best.
sweet. Very much like her.
Yeah.
But I mean, all types of people. So I was just. What was it like for you?
It was surreal, I think is a good word. But I also.
What was it like to watch your husband like totally kill it?
I also thought that, I mean, but you did. I felt like you did a really good job. It was so like, we had never gone to Essence before this.
No.
So we don't really have any expectation or, I don't know if expectation of the word, but you don't know like how things are set up.
You don't know anything.
You don't even have
You
like
have
an
no frame of reference.
imagination. Yeah. No frame of reference of what to expect. And so to get there and we're like, oh, it's in here. He's on this stage. And then you realize, oh, there's a stage over here.
Let me tell you
and
what
there's a
messed me
stage
up.
over here. And there's music playing over here. And there's food vendors over here. And down this row are all the like clothing and jewelry vendors. It was just like madness. It's like a flea market.
Yeah. But nicer. Let me tell you what messed me up. Me and Josh were walking. I noticed that we were walking behind the stage and we were like, okay, this is the one right here. And I saw all the LED hookups.
Yeah.
And it went like freaking 30 feet in the sky. And I was like, I know this ain't a humongous wraparound LED screen. It just,
Yeah.
and it was.
Yes.
It was definitely the biggest like stage production. I mean, this is like state-of-the-art production equipment.
Yeah.
I was all up in that stage manager's business. They had this cool program that was like Google Docs, but it was a flowing show thing.
Oh,
It
nice.
was awesome. They had all these cameras. I was looking at the back. I was just like, I'm finna be up on there. And she kept pushing me. I never mentioned that. She's like, all right, go. I was like, fam, you just have to say go.
Why you have to actually push me?
I'm sorry, I take it back.
That's it? I didn't know where you were going. So you were talking to that. It's not one of your personal goals to go there. It wasn't mine either, to be honest. I don't know.
I want to say go like I don't want to do Essence. It just didn't seem like a thing that was in the realm of possibility for
Right.
me. Like it seemed unattainable,
Right.
unachievable. So I just never thought about
doing
it. Like I thought, okay, the Montreal Comedy Fest, I could do that because
Yeah.
I'm a comedian. That's something I can do. But Essence is just like, that is a big stage. I don't even know how they book people for that. Probably not.
And it's amazing the dreams you don't ever imagine that end up coming true.
Come on in here.
That's like such a I don't know. I feel like that's actually like God's grace, like God reminding you. Even when you were talking about over and above, you know what I mean?
Abundantly.
Yeah, it's like even what you think, oh, this is possible. Like, I feel like this is pushing the limit in terms of dreaming. Like, I believe I can achieve this, but I'm
Yeah.
even going to dream further and dream of this.
Yes.
And God is like, no, but I even have this here for you. And it's
Yes.
so much more. Because like you said, you don't even know how it's possible to get booked. And then suddenly someone's reaching out to book you.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's kind of surreal. But I know you also have different personal goals in terms of your weight loss goals. And so you have been using Noom.
Yes.
Noom helps with your weight loss goals because they recognize that losing weight is more than just the physical part of losing weight. It also has to do with your mental, your mind,
Yeah.
and your habits and the things that you do and the things that you think. I always talk about these campaigns that I establish, and they are things that help. They're mantras that I create to help me focus on something that I want to better within myself.
Right.
And so for Noom to incorporate that as part of a healthy, betterment of your body, whether that's your health goals, your weight loss goals, or whatever have you, I think this is a fantastic way to incorporate both of those things. So Noom teaches you why you do the things you do and arms you with the tools to break the bad habits and replace them with better ones. With Noom, no food is good, bad, or off limits. Noom teaches moderation and can be used in conjunction with many pre-existing popular diets if you want. Personal goals you can achieve just feeling better, feeling confident in your clothing. You know, when sometimes the scale doesn't always reflect what's actually going on in your body because fat is bulky, and when you start gaining muscle, it just leans you out.
Yeah.
And so you start feeling that in your clothing. That's something that that the scale doesn't always reflect. So it's more of like a 360 view of your like weight loss and
Right.
health goals. So if you are interested in taking advantage of Noom and taking and gaining control of your health goals, you don't have to change all of it in one day. Small steps make big progress. Sign up for your trial today at Noom. That's Noom, Noom.com/lovehour.
Love Hour.
What do you have to lose? Visit Noom.com/lovehour to start your trial today. That's Noom.com/lovehour. The last weight loss program you'll ever need. And also, we've partnered this episode with Blue Chew. Y'all already know how we I hope a whole bunch of y'all used Blue Chew while we were over in the Essence in New Orleans, because a lot of y'all were on vacation, and you guys know how we feel about vacation sex.
I'm about to use Blue Chew tonight.
Hello, why? Because we just came back?
Because Essence was so exhausting. We weren't having as much sex as I would have liked because we kept falling asleep. We missed out on Michelle Obama because let me tell you how old we were.
Out.
We had got out early from an event. We were waiting to go to another event, and we fell asleep. And they were like, Michelle Obama, what's crazy? Why y'all didn't come? And we were like, we were sleeping.
I didn't even get the text until after she was already off the stage. But honestly, I thought we missed her anyway. So I was like sound asleep, not even with
sound
any
asleep
hesitation.
is such a funny thing.
I was.
But tonight I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted right now. But I want to take you down later. So I'm going to go ahead and plop me a Blue Chew. And a Blue Chew is going to get me right. It's everything I need, because when I'm exhausted, Blue Chew be like, Kev, come on, baby boy, I'm gonna get you through this struggling time.
That is hilarious.
Take you down. I really want to take you down.
And the Love Hour unofficial tag for Blue Chew is every man deserves an erection.
Every man deserves an erection. And think about Blue Chew. It doesn't have to be erectile dysfunction. You don't have to have a problem. Blue Chew is right there every time I need it.
The best thing about Blue Chew is that it's prepared in the U.S. and it ships to you direct. So they're cheaper than a pharmacy, and it saves you the embarrassment of going into an actual brick and mortar store. So right now we've got a special deal for our listeners. Visit bluechew.com and get your first shipment free when you use promo code LOVEHOUR. Just pay $5 for shipping. Again, that's bluechew.com, BLUE chew.com. Use promo code LOVEHOUR to try it free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring the podcast.
And sponsoring the erections.
And sponsoring.
Sponsor the penis.
The erections. Okay, and so that was day one. Then day two, we did, we came back to the Walmart main stage. Thank you, Walmart. They ain't watching, but thank you anyways. We went back to the Walmart main stage.
You know they ain't watching.
That's facts. You went back to the Walmart main stage, and you had to do your 10-minute set. First of all, David Mann was hosting. Anybody who knows or follows Tamala and David Mann know that David Mann is hilarious. He's a comedian.
David Mann is on the Mount Rushmore of clean comedy.
He is. That was good.
Sinbad, Bill Cosby.
I knew that's who you were hesitating to say.
His stand-up comedy was clean and good.
It was.
His life was dirty though.
You're
he
right,
wasn't clean
exactly.
and good. But David Mann, I have watched him be funny on Medea Plays.
He's
and
hysterical.
I was just like, first of all, hysterical, physical. He can do the splits. He can sing.
Yeah. And Kevin is he enjoys physical comedy.
Yeah,
he's
I'm a physical comedian. So having him introduce me was like, oh my gosh, this is David Mann.
Yeah.
And then after the performance, having him be like, man, you were funny.
He was.
And he said something real funny, older man would say, because he'd been married 30 years. He said, man, you're really funny. And as a comedian, you know we don't always have to do that. And look, I ain't got to say it. And I'm at the point in my life where if it ain't true, I don't have to say it.
Facts.
And you were funny. He said, my wife thought you were funny. And she's like, your wife probably is. He was like, you see a lot of comedians, you be like, oh, that ain't that funny.
Yeah.
He was like, she was laughing a little too hard. She was like, all right. He was like, all right, now tell me, is he that funny?
Is he that funny? You want to go on with him?
And that was what made me happy. The gospel singers and the Manns, like making other people who I look up to laugh.
Yeah.
Like David Mann he didn't even have to work hard.
No.
He's so funny. He say a little thing and people just fall. And me too. I'm people. People is me.
Yes.
Like one little thing he said. Because the gospel stage drew so much attention.
It drew so many people.
They had all these singers, so people just stop in their tracks. So he was like, man, it's packed under here. And a lot of that's because there's a lot of big women in here. Y'all taking up a lot of room. And I was like, oh, Can you say that? He's like, well, I can't say my wife big. I love plus size
But
women.
then she came out and was like, you finna get yourself in trouble. You might want to hush.
Right. So having him say I was funny, if something was interesting, when David and Tamela Mann started really rising, because I've known about them from the Kirk stuff, but even with the Tyler Perry stuff, because they've been married 31 years. When they started rising, they were 15 years married. That's where we are.
Oh, got you.
We've been married
I was
15
where
years.
you were going. Yeah.
So in 15 more years, we'll be at their age, and they'll be 15 years older. Math. But I was just saying, like, how we literally have watched them rise with Tyler over the last 15 years. When we were in college is when they kind of started.
Yeah.
And they just keep going. Now they're doing their own tours and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, that could be the same thing for us. They sing and do books and tour and travel and all that stuff. But it was just like, and the funny thing is about me, the one reason I was happy Tamela Mann was going before me, I was sad because she like,
Listen,
people caught the Holy Ghost.
Tamela Mann, Tamela the stage.
She's saying, take me to, I was like, please don't close it, take me to the King. Please don't close it, take me to the King. She came with truth is, I'm tired. Jesus, I'm sorry for what I did when I was 5 years old. I did eat the Raisinets in the grocery store. Take me also to the King.
She sung that. She has this melody of songs that she sings. And so she transitions from Take Me to the King directly into I Can Only Imagine.
No, the other way.
I Can Only Imagine.
She ended with Take Me to the King.
Okay, so
that's why people were following.
Man, so she did I Can Only Imagine. First of all, that's one of my favorite songs.
She freaked it too.
And she Tamela did. That's what she did.
Yeah.
Like her voice. First of all, she just has a beautiful voice. And then you start thinking about just the words to the song. It was like, first of all, it was me and Joshua. We're just like, oh Jesus, that seriously.
I was in.
Then I look. Oh, well, actually, Doe was on this side of me, I believe. And so I look over at Doe, and it looks like he is in full intercession.
Listen, this is Doe. He was first. He was on his phone, then he was just like, you know, when the Lord hits you, if I open my eyes, tears are finna come out. So I'll just keep them closed till they go back in.
Like he was having a full.
He like an old
moment.
deacon too.
And then he gonna get on the live today. You laugh out, but he gonna get on the live today and was like, yeah, I'm focused on my daughter. That's my most important relationship. That's the most important relationship. But anybody who's gonna get with me, they need to know I'm turning a corner in my life. They gotta be on their Jesus. You listen to Tamela Mann sing for 22 and a half minutes.
Hey, we was having church in that convention center.
Please believe we were having church.
Yeah.
Please believe it was Sunday too.
The Christian me was like, yes, I need this. And the comedian was me was like, how am I supposed to follow the Holy Ghost?
Everybody.
The Holy Ghost don't play fair.
And they shout Tamela.
And you know how much sin
David.
you did in Essence? And now Tamala's singing. Like, y'all know what I was doing last night. I was out. I don't even know her middle name. And Tamala, I drank so much. I had this sexes.
I can't stand you.
And now Tamala's singing.
And then they shouted.
And they're like, all right,
David
Cam,
and
go make them
Tamala
laugh.
cut a clean step on the stage.
Oh, they shouted together.
Yes, which was
That was romantic.
Loved it. I just loved it. And then at the end, David has to introduce Kev. So he's like, Kevin, y'all, is he ready? He ready? Y'all ready for the comedies of Kev?
Comedic stylings of Kev.
And then just
it was like, Kev on stage.
It was like so unceremonious. It was very like, all right, here's the mic, go.
Why you say that about David Mann?
Because that's how he introduced you.
He's my friend. It's okay. But it was just hard to transition from the Holy Ghost to stand up.
Right.
That's the one part that's hard about doing church comedy. You'd be like, please don't let them have the Holy Ghost.
How you pray against the Holy Ghost?
I just want to have it do something else right before I have to come up.
That's hilarious. So
I had to switch my whole setup because you can't go from the Holy Ghost to like, so the thing about napkins is they be falling apart. So, but I was like, man, that's a lot of people and I'm ready. Because the comedian in me, like the competitive person in me is like, oh yes.
Yeah.
She has the audience like, because the hardest part about Essence is getting these people to stop walking.
Right.
Because they literally, there's all this, it's like a food court.
It is like
and entertainment. It's literally, the wobble keeps coming on. And for that 20, 30 minutes, they were like hanging on every word.
Yeah.
So I was just.
And people stayed. I could hear them laughing on your jokes. I know you were having a hard time.
I didn't think they were laughing I went as hard as I could, but then I watched people's Instagram stories from the back. Because the monitors don't pump back in laughter.
Yeah, right.
You only can really hear yourself.
Right.
And the thing is so open. There's, the ceilings are high. Yeah. You can't tell.
Sure.
So I was like, I don't even know how this is going. Hopefully it's going well.
I could definitely hear them because we were sitting in the pit area, and I was like, oh my God, is that I could hear the rumbles coming forward to us.
Really?
So, yes. So I could tell, and I definitely knew people were laughing.
I was happy overall.
I thought it was such a great experience. I thought it was, given the circumstances and again, how Essence is kind of set up. And there's so many options, so many distractions. I thought that you captured their, attention really well.
Yeah, and comedy is a tough thing because you need a captive audience.
Right.
Music can stop you. If you're not paying attention, music will make you turn around.
Right.
Comedy, you need to be able to hear the setup, the joke. Otherwise, it's just hard to win. So the fact that I was able to have that captive audience and make them laugh for 10 minutes was great. Because I don't be doing 10-minute sets that much. I usually do longer, which allows me time to warm up, warm up, but rev up. When I do 10-minute sets, it's usually smaller audience and stuff, but it was great.
I thought it was fantastic. So then after that, we did the podcast with Devell and Kadeem, and I thought that was so much fun.
Yeah.
So right after that, we quickly changed clothes, and then we went into Devell and Kadeem. And I thought that was so much fun because it was the first time that we got to work together on a huge stage like that. And that was a lot of fun for me.
Any one of the things that happened at Essence would have been good.
Right.
Hosting one day, doing the stand-up the next day, doing Deval and Kadeem, doing the African Pride House, any of those things, or even just going and not doing any of that stuff and just attending. But the fact that we got that whole experience and we got to perform together was man, this is really it was me by myself doing stand-up, which is a dream. The Love Hour podcast is a dream. Righteous and Ratchet got to perform. It was all the stuff,
everything
all the stars were aligned.
I thought that was one of the best parts about the whole experience was being able to do that with you. And I always enjoy first time experiences. Everyone knows that that's one of my things. Having first time experiences and sharing those experiences with people that I love is one of my favorite ways to bond and create memories with people. And I just felt like Essence was the mecca for that. This weekend was the epitome of what that means to me.
Right.
Doing it with, like I said, family, friends, with you being able to work directly with you and feeling we held our own on that platform. You know what I mean? I felt that was, I don't know, it was just one of my favorite things that I didn't know was one of my favorite things. I had such a good time with it. And, I was going to say something else and I kind of forgot. But the other thing I was going to say is that, summer in general is a great time to spend time with your spouse and your significant other, and it's always good to do that over a good glass of wine.
Oh yeah,
because wine is all of the things that I enjoy about life. And you guys know that I have been trying to expand my palate beyond white wine. I have been drinking cabs in particular, which are red wines, and red wines come served warm. And so that takes a little bit of getting used to, but having the opportunity to try different wines is actually, it's one of my favorite things.
Riesling we've been enjoying as well.
Yes. And it's the summertime, and you know what you do in the summertime? You barbecue, you stay up later than you should be because you're feeling good because the sun's out, and you want to do that with the spouse, and you want to do it over a good glass of wine.
Yeah.
All right. When it comes to buying wine, most people's selections have nothing to do with taste. Instead, they base their decisions on what bottles look like or what's on sale. And let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with buying a cheap bottle of wine, but also get a good bottle of wine, though. It'll change your whole life.
Amen.
It'll change your whole life. Thankfully, now there's First Leaf, the wine club that makes it easy to discover new wines you'll love. First Leaf has created a club experience customized to you. By rating the wines you receive, First Leaf determines your likes and dislikes and then will only send you wines that you'll love. It's the best way to discover and expand your palate. They start by giving you the First Leaf wine quiz to assess your drinking preferences, which we have taken, and they ask you do you prefer sweet, tart, red, white, all of these questions, and it kind of just narrows it down for you. It's really cool and asks you things like how sweet you like your wine and how adventurous you are with with your wine selection. I really took the test. So try First Leaf Wine Club today, where buying great wine is simple. Buy a great glass of wine. It'll change your life. Sign up with our link and you'll get an exclusive intro offer. 6 bottles of wine for only $29.95 plus free shipping. Go to tryfirstleaf.com. That's tryfirstleaf.com/love. There's 6 bottles of wine for only $29.95 plus free shipping at tryfirstleaf.com/love. It got your name all over it. Try it. So after we did the let me go back to the podcast. I enjoyed the podcast because, like we said, we were on there with we were easily the least recognizable name on that platform.
Oh yeah, I'm not on the host of the Breakfast Club. Yeah, I'm not being on Insecure.
The gap was like this. It wasn't like, they're above us, but we're like a close second. No. It was like Angela Yee is on the most popular syndicated urban radio station in the United States of America. Sarunas is on an HBO smash hit, Insecure, and then DeVell and Kadeem. DeVell was a football player?
NFL player.
NFL football player. Kadeem has umpteen more followers than I do. She's beautiful. They just have
You're beautiful?
Hello? They just have this following that we just do not have. And so to be on that, first of all, to be asked to be on that platform was like, "Lil, me? You sure?" But then to get on that platform and to feel like I felt good about it.
You rocked.
You think so?
That stage. I was like, man, Miss Kev on stage is killing. I got to really do something funny.
Shut up.
But no, I think what you do really well, and I think you do it on this podcast, and you really did it there, you bring a certain knowledge to relationship that is not just, here's what's happened to me and my husband. Mm-hmm. It's here's what I learned, here's what I read, here's what studies show. I've done research on this, or someone else has done research, and you also bring a technicality without being professorish. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel it's a personal educational version of relationships, and you're a lot funnier than you think. You're a lot funnier than you think, and you connect with people really well. They were talking about some stuff, threesomes and stuff, and Melissa was like, "It's Jesus and then me, ain't nobody else. Only threesome is the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost." I don't know that I would say that again.
I think I said that to you. I don't think I actually said it.
No, but stuff like that. Oh. You can't describe the Lord, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost as a threesome.
It's a trilogy. It's one of the same.
Trinity.
I said
anyway,
trilogy.
Lord, sometimes you just got to throw it out.
Yeah,
you put the thought in my head. Really, you should be mad at yourself.
Hello.
But I feel like I don't even want to say you hold your own, because that implies that you just are there. You shine. I thought you really shined. I was just happy to be on the stage next to you. It's funny, you be on the stage like that performing or whatever, and then I just really be on there like, dang, this is crazy.
I know.
Theater was big.
It was a huge
I perform in big theaters.
That was a big theater.
That thing had 3 levels to it.
It was huge. The other thing, though, is that I did feel good about it, but I always struggle with don't be too technical, Melissa. Don't be too professor-ish. Don't come across so uptight. But I always do like to bring I don't know, I always say facts and data, but the facts and data to support the conversation that we're having. I'm gonna punch you. To support the conversation that we're having. And so trying to bring that balance, sometimes I have internal battles with myself. But anyway, I just felt really good about it. I felt like it was a lot of fun.
I know it was a lot, because that was the night you fell asleep.
Oh man.
Because after that, we took a shower and we were looking for what's that show we wind down with? Shark Tank.
Yeah.
We were looking for Shark Tank, and it wasn't on, so we settled for Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, which is another great nothing's on. Mm-hmm. Actually, even if stuff is on, I'll still watch that. And you were asleep.
I was out.
We had free tickets, floor seats, and Sleep was like, yeah. Come on here and visit me. Man, and then it was funny because we got invited to this power party where they turned this, I don't know what the room was before, but they turned it into, made it look like Truth from the club from the show Power. So Josh wasn't in line with us, but they did this club thing where they stop the line, so the line keeps getting longer.
Right.
To make it look like the club is packed and
I don't know
popping.
why they would do that.
So I mean, the line lady was just
over the top
we're
and
gonna
extra.
Stop here, and it was like, bro, I don't want to come in here anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
tired. I just came to make sure my people can get in. We gonna have a good time, and blah blah blah. So anyway, I fast forward through all this. So for whatever reason, my cell phone wasn't working that good. Nobody's was.
The whole service in the whole New Orleans was terrible.
So we're stuck in line for 20 minutes. They stopped the line. The dude who invited us is like, can y'all please let this man in?
Mm-hmm.
He's a big influencer. Can y'all please let him in? I don't want this to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was working really hard. Appreciate him. So finally he gets us to go in. And I'll just pause for a moment. Felt like the man. Felt like the man. Where they're like, you guys don't know who he is. Please let him in. So she's like, I got to talk to my supervisor. And he tells the supervisor, please let him in.
That's hilarious.
And she's like, okay, let him in. So I walk in like, they say this is a big rich town. I just come from. So it takes 20 minutes. So then we're in there just kicking it. We are having a libation or two amongst friends, chopping it up. So by now, because I had told you were asleep. And I was like, listen, I'm going to go get Mel and them in. I'm going to come right back. And it took way longer than I thought. So then I just was like, well, let's sleep. I'm going to just chop it up with them for a little bit.
Which is exactly what I thought.
I'm going to chop it up with them for a little bit because you're just going to be asleep anyway. So apparently you had been texting me this whole time, right? It was so funny. So we had an Essence chat, which was all of our friends with iPhones who were at Essence, except your sister who doesn't have an iPhone. So therefore you have to get separate texts. Melissa just texts Kevin. And everybody, that text.
I was like,
So Josh showed me. He's like, I was like, what? What?
I was like, Kev, not Kev.
She just texted Kevin, period. Josh showed me. I pick up my phone. I'm like, it didn't come. I promise. I did not know. I said, man, all right, to my brother, all right, my boy, Greg, all right, Josh, Mom, love you. Mel, love you. Nick, hugs. Sister Katrina, hugs. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Y'all be good. I left so quick. And then when I got outside, my phone, all these, I keep texting you. Mm-hmm. I couldn't go back to sleep. Just like a woman. Gone. When you were asleep when I was leaving, go ahead. And then when you come
No,
back,
because the expectation was go ahead and you were coming right back.
but you sleep. What it matters?
But I couldn't go back to sleep.
Because I wasn't
And
there.
regardless if the expectation is that you're coming back, you don't come back.
I could come back and put you to sleep anytime.
So after Kevin,
Righteous and Ratchet, not this show. It's the Love Hour.
I want you to leave those in. I just want you to. So after you
Got in trouble.
you came home. But I said that, to the hotel. I was like, honestly, I could have got dressed and just met you there. I was just trying to figure out what you wanted to do.
though? I don't like clubs or parties. We didn't do them in high school or college because it just wasn't our personality. The music be so loud. And I don't like a whole bunch of people like around and it's like sweaty. You're getting bumped every time.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this sucks. I do not like it.
Right.
So I was happy to go back. And then we watched more Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
And we did.
And went back to sleep. Took another shower. You know how hot it is for you to take 2 showers within 3 hours of each other?
Hot and nasty.
Just humid.
Gross heat.
But you know what's interesting? Nobody was musty.
That's because we were using our native deodorant.
Black people know how to party with freshness.
Yes.
And but it was overall, it was great, man.
Great experience.
Then we had to get up early to come back.
Oh, no, we did African Pride.
Oh, man.
We did the African Pride meet and greet, which was a lot of fun. That was just fun. It was high energy, though. We exerted a heck of a lot of energy. But it was a lot of fun. They're great partners.
Took a lot of pictures. We did swag surf. That was our first swag surf together.
It was.
I was really proud of you.
I didn't get good video. Yeah, we never did
we had
it.
never swag surf together. We did not go to HBCU.
We didn't go to
swag surf at
HBCU.
UW.
No. Well, it wasn't a thing then, was it?
I don't think it was a thing when we were in college.
Yeah, I don't
Even if
either.
it wasn't going to be a thing at UW.
Facts.
Why are you guys swagger surfing? Or is that the crew team said we should do that? But Mel's all for swag surfing. It was great. That's the blackest thing ever.
It is. I had a great time. I didn't know how to do it, so I had Mel come in front of me.
I saw you learn.
Yeah, I was like, come in front of me so I could just copy what you're doing.
It was great, man.
But I had a great time. I thought that was a lot of fun. So overall, I just wanted to recap Essence because I know people were asking about it, and I also I had such a great time with you.
I had a great time.
I
with
felt
you.
like it was the first time I really like worked with you.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Because usually I'm just working you. Sex jokes. Quit, boy. No, I felt like it was great for us to be acknowledged for what we bring to the table and on a platform that was bigger than ours and to shine together. Like Dr. Phil and his wife walking out of the show.
I'd be trying to do that with the Love Hour, but you always be walking fast and leaving me.
Take that out, Serena.
Okay, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I have to go to the bathroom.
All right. So on that note, thank you
I have
guys.
to pee though.
We thank you so much for joining us for this episode
Out of
of
my
the Love Hour.
penis.
We could just call it the Essence Recap, Serena. On this Essence Recap, we had a great time. We were there. We came back this morning, like literally.
And came and shot this and Righteous and
5
Ratchet.
hours
And we got to
ago.
go to another event right now.
Yeah, we have another
good
event to
burger
go
pop-up
to.
shop.
So,
I'm excited about that though.
Yeah, we're good burger
Burgers
pop-up
and
shop.
shakes.
So the grind doesn't stop, but the grind doesn't stop, but there are highlights to it, and it doesn't come without cost, but there's definitely great reward. And this weekend, especially after coming off the heels of the downside, the dark
sadness
side of the grind, it's nice to come up on this high.
And the good part is about the therapy part. We were able to make adjustments. The boys are going with our family,
Yes.
which is good. And now, for the most part, our separation where they won't have a family member is over, and the tour will be over in a couple weeks, and they'll be with us. So it's all like really good.
Yeah, the tour is almost over. We've
going
made
to
it. For those
Amsterdam.
of you who are wondering,
We got all
and
type of
afraid-
new experiences. We got Amsterdam for the first time
I
together,
know, I'm
Birmingham,
excited.
Spain.
Thank you for being there, Joshua.
Thank you for being
We've been
a
with
friend.
Joshua for so long, in June and July. No lie.
You can have that back room.
That's why I was like, you staying or not? Give us the $500. You can stay there. I'm kidding. But in real life, thank you, Joshua, for being there. And though he can't hear, but like I really just enjoy spending. Joshua closed the door on Doe. I really enjoy spending or sharing those first time experiences with people, and it's good to do with people like that you like. And that it just makes it so much better of an experience. So when I go back and I think on it, like it brings a smile to my face, and I'm not like, I didn't like them. So it was so great to do that with friends and family and people that I like truly love and like. Anything else, Kevin?
No, I said I go to the bathroom.
Okay, thank you guys so much. I keep
Okay,
looking at her
bye,
camera.
bye.
Thank you for joining the Love Hour. Bye.